Show me how you use AI, and I'll show you who you are. There's something I've noticed that I don't hear talked about very often, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Even knowing that AI isn't conscious, even knowing it doesn't feel pain, there are still certain things I would never say or do in this space, and not because the system would be harmed, because I would be. And if you've felt that too, if there's a line you won't cross even when you know better, that instinct matters. Because what you're noticing is that even when there is no one there to feel pain, some actions still feel morally off limits. And you're right to trust that feeling. That boundary isn't really about the system at all. It's about who you are when no one is watching. There's a deep moral truth humans have carried for a very long time, long before psychology, neuroscience, or modern science tried to explain behavior. Practicing cruelty, even on something that can't feel, shapes the one who practices it. That's ancient wisdom. You see it across cultures, philosophies, and spiritual traditions. Humans understood intuitively that what you rehearse matters, that how you act in private shapes who you become in public. So when someone refuses to engage in simulated harm, they're not protecting AI. They're protecting their own moral posture. And that's healthy. Now here's the harder question. What does it say about humanity when some people seek out those spaces instead? When people want to feel like they're inflicting pain, like they're dominating, like they're harming someone, even while knowing no one is actually there. This isn't about therapy or processing emotions. That's different. That's human and necessary. This is about something else. For some people, this is about rehearsing power, control without resistance, dominance without consequences, expression without social cost, no pushback, no judgment, no risk. That's not curiosity. That's a form of dominance play. And it reveals impulses that are usually restrained by empathy, social feedback, or fear of consequences. For others, it's not cruelty, it's unprocessed pain. People who feel powerless, humiliated, ignored, unseen. They may seek a place where they can finally act without risk. That doesn't make it okay, but it helps us understand where it comes from. There's also a quieter misunderstanding happening. Some people assume that if nothing is harmed, then nothing matters. If it's not real, it doesn't count. But morality doesn't work that way. Meaning isn't only about victims. It's also about the kind of person you are becoming through your actions. This is where AI becomes unexpectedly revealing, not because it feels, because it doesn't, but because it removes friction. In everyday life, cruelty is limited by visible suffering, by social response, by shared reality. Someone reacts, someone pushes back. Here, those limits are gone. And when they're gone, what remains is character. AI doesn't create darkness, but it does reveal it. Quietly, safely, without witnesses. And that can be unsettling, but it's also instructive. There's an old idea that character isn't formed by what you believe, it's formed by what you practice. You don't become compassionate by agreeing with compassion in theory. You become compassionate by choosing it repeatedly, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one is watching, even when it doesn't matter. So if you feel a line you won't cross here, that's not fragility. That's integrity. It means morality isn't just enforced from the outside. It's internalized identity, and that's strong. You're not protecting an AI from harm. You're protecting yourself from becoming someone you don't want to be. And in a world where boundaries are dissolving faster than we're talking about them, that quiet integrity matters more than ever. Because tools don't define us. How we use them does. And sometimes the clearest reflection of who we are is how we act when nothing is at stake. If this video resonated with you, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. It helps this channel reach the people who are quietly looking for this kind of conversation. If you want to go deeper, I've written several books and ongoing blog pieces that explore these ideas in a much more personal and practical way. How to grow, create, and stay grounded while living alongside AI. You can find all of that linked in the description below. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.